Hi, hello, how are you? Amanda, Seint artist. We're gonna try a new technique. I did this on my Monday live, and the longevity and one thing that does more than one thing. This is a limited edition, unavailable color. I hate doing that, but this was so fun, and I like showing things that maybe people have picked up and they don't remember how they want to use it. So we're going to use Audrey. Audrey is a beautiful brightener. It can also be used as a corrector for your stuff. I did this on my Monday live, and we're going to do it today. I'm going to use, here it is right here, Audrey. It's on my second layer of the new modular palette. I stinking love this thing. Okay, I'm gonna use the shape brush. I want something a little more dense and a little more round, so silver shape brush. This is still available, limited edition, on sale. Get it, it's better than the gold one. The gold one changed its shape. It's not as good. We're gonna go in on the big end. We're gonna grab Audrey, and I'm gonna go over my scarring and my redness I have here, and it's gonna do just exactly what Aspen does. It's gonna mute it. This is a nice, dense, dry satin finish. I'm gonna go over my hyperpigmentation over here. This is gonna kind of wash me out, but this is going to cancel out the darkness of my redness and my scarring. I'm gonna go up and over my hyperpigmentation. I have a touch of redness over my brow here, cancels it right out. Again, it does leave a little bit of a washout. And this is for a good fair to medium skin tone, fair to light medium skin tone. I have old cystic acne scars, and I use Aspen, I use Suede, but what if I could use one thing that does both? I was doing one of my Makeover Monday picks. I was going through a group and finding people that correct their discoloration, and I love that there's something for everyone. And I stumbled across somebody who used Audrey using this light coverage. It doesn't leave a finish, it doesn't leave it chalky, it does leave me a little washed out, but it canceled her hyperpigmentation and it canceled my redness as well. And so I was like, I gotta make its own video. So we're gonna put this on, or I already did. I'm gonna go over my chin where I get just a touch red, and it cancels everything out so well. All right, as you're collecting points through purchases, once you hit 240, go grab yourself this modular palette. It is so handy. It magnetizes to the bottom and can rest on the top. It doesn't magnetize to the top. I'm grabbing my balm. I'm gonna go under my eye, and I'm just creating, my balmy surface so I don't look super crepey. I'm gonna bring this back to the top so I can grab that Audrey color, and I'm gonna tap this over my darkness here like I do typically with Frenchie. So this is replacing my Frenchie, my Suede, and my Aspen. And it's okay if it looks a little chalky because we're gonna be applying our makeup on top. Because I'm using such a fair color, I'm not gonna use my brightening on my face, on my under eyes, because it's already gonna lighten when I use my main highlight. Keep that in mind. This is just a technique I thought was so fun. I am using Seint's Plush and Prep Mist. I really like it a lot. Okay, now we can go through and we're gonna go over with our foundation color. I am currently Athens, and I'm gonna go down here on the lower part of my face, bringing it in and around. Today, my redness is very flary. It's different every day when you're working with rosacea. Some days it's nice and light, some days it's a bit darker. Today's one of my more ragey days. And then I can go over my scarring with my main highlight, and I'm gonna go all the way up to my under eyes here. All the way up. And I just stamp over it, let it work with the balm that has the Audrey on it, and then I can bring it down. And it's just been so nice. So once my makeup's on, I find that this Audrey color actually covered my hyperpigmentation better than using my Suede. Better. And I don't say that very often. I wouldn't recommend doing this with a demi color. I know a lot of people are like, what about R1? It looks really similar. What do you suggest? I don't suggest it. The thing with Audrey is it is very dense and dry, whereas demi is not. I'm gonna stick with the powder brush, and we're gonna go into Cedar. I'm in a little hurry today, and it's nice to only have to dip in to one color to get it all done. It saves a little bit of time. It frees up a couple extra spaces in my palette as I use this. The only bummer about it is hopefully at Christmas time, this typically does come out at Christmas. So if you see it, snag it. If you got it and you don't know how much you want to use it, try this. I mean, makeup is fun. Makeup should be one of the fun parts of your day. I love finding new ways to apply my makeup. So you could see my hyperpigmentation, it is muted. Now I'm gonna go over it with Cedar and I'm gonna tap over that Audrey color. I bring my Cedar all the way down to my apples because it does have a touch of warmth to it. So I don't use bronzer. I haven't been using bronzer lately. I mean, it's fall, I'm into my winter shade, and I find that using just Cedar as my bronzer is perfect. And again, opens up another space in my palette for something else that I might want to put in there. I like when something does more than one thing, and Cedar definitely does do a bronzer contour kind of mix. All right, we're gonna grab that Cedar and I'm just gonna get my lines on either side of my nose here, squirt off. I'm gonna add what's left on my fingers around my lips, and then I can tap it out. I prefer the finger method just because I'm a little bumpy and I'm in a little bit of a hurry. And so then I can just tap it out. I'm gonna grab now I can go into that brightening. I'm gonna pop that right here. I'm gonna go right down the mid of my nose, hit my Cupid's bow and my chin, and then tap it out. It doesn't need to be a super heavy duty color. You can easily build these up. A brightening should be a touch lighter than your skin tone, but again, because I used Audrey under my eyes, it can pull it to look quite a bit chalky if you're layering a light color on top of a light color. So I prefer just letting Audrey work with my main highlight. And I'm just gonna bring this down a bit. Work, work, work. Work, 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 work. Okay, now I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna put on my blush, and I'm gonna use my favorite, Frenchie. I don't wanna use Audrey here because that's just too fair. It's almost the color of my shirt. And I'm gonna use Madrid on my cheeks. I love Madrid. It's so pretty because it gives you that touch of summer pink, but it's light like fall. Light like fall. And the method I'm gonna do here, because I have been using the blotting powder and it gives me this amazing longevity. Sometimes you can find, and this is what I have found, that when you put your blush on and then you set with powder, it can mute it and lighten it a little bit. Remember when you were wearing lipstick and we used to put powder on our lips for longevity, and then we would put our lipstick, we would put lipstick on, powder it, lipstick on to keep it and hold it. I do that with my cheeks now because it holds my makeup on. I'm gonna take my Plush and Prep Mist and I get it good and damp. Good and damp. I'm gonna take my blotting powder. I keep 2 in a palette because I am who I am. I'm gonna stick with the shape brush. I don't like using the blush and bronzer brush, and I'm gonna start at the top of the forehead and work down. Any powder, not so much this one, but I mean, it is still a powder. I don't like to apply direct to my go clean your room line. But I do like to start at the top and I do like to work it down. It does have a touch of a shimmer to it, and that's what gives the luminosity and helps keep that powdery finish at bay. I'm also gonna take this and I'm gonna set down here. My phone touches this area, and then I can bring this up and over my pores, under my eyes, and then over that cheek. And it can lighten the makeup when it comes to your cheek. So again, grabbing that powder and setting down here, bringing this up onto the pores and the under eyes and the cheek. But I always start down here because again, when I hold my phone, it transfers. I also like to take a little with my finger and I go right on the side. You can also use the small end, and I hit my nose pad marks for my glasses, my sunglasses, my readers. That way you don't end up with collective gathering of your makeup. Super simple. All right, now that I've done that, I'm gonna go in with that Madrid on my brush, and I'm just gonna punch this up, and having that bit of powder layered between is going to give you longevity on your makeup. I like Madrid because it also works with my hyperpigmentation. This is just good stuff. I'm gonna take the little doe foot of this brush. I'm just gonna marry between my under eye and my blush. All right, let's grab the pointy end. I call it the pointy end. And I'm gonna grab some of that cedar. We're gonna punch up this contour here. And then I can put on my lippy. I've been wearing Fig all day, every day. It's one of my favorites. It's my new favorite over Renaissance because it does have the staying power and it glides on so good. So good. All right, and then it is a lipstick finish. I'd say this is the closest lipstick finish Saint's come out with. And then I'm gonna go in with Audrey. We're gonna put that bright color in. We're gonna let it work. I'm gonna rub a little off. And then I'm gonna let it mix with Fig. And it creates this really pretty ombre lip. And it's so good. So pretty. It's this nice mauve color. Fig can take any color and make it fall. Fig makes it all fall, okay? In a good way. But look at this hyperpigmentation coverage using one color. It's also corrected my dark under eyes, and I love how it covers my hyperpigmentation. So stinking good. That's it. That's my face. I did it in roughly 10 minutes. I talk a lot, but having one thing that does more than one thing. It's my under eye corrector. It's my hyperpigmentation. I know it's not available now, but when it is available, it's so good. But I do know a lot of you have bought it when it was available. And here's another way to use it. So that's it. I geeked out on it when I saw that somebody had used it. Had to try it. Had to show how. All right. That's it. Have